So you may have noticed that all the wood that was in my little shelter here is gone. We'll get to that in a second. So yesterday was Easter, and generally Easter has always been that time of the year where the old timers, my dad included, would always say you should have all of your wood split and stacked in the woodshed by Easter. That way, in the coming fall and winter, it'll be ready to burn. So yesterday, Easter Sunday, I was down on the farm, and of course my dad and I, we got talking about, how much wood we have split, how far ahead we are and everything. And then also, ironically enough, my dad's name is Bruce, and Bruce G, I believe it was, left me a comment on my last video about why I was using this shelter that the splitter was normally in, why I was going to start stacking wood in that. And it kind of got me thinking. And, with everything going on around here and just stuff that I have in the works that has been delayed and a few other things, I really didn't think about the fact that my woodshed up by the boiler is empty. And what I typically do with my woodshed is I kind of have it on a 2-year rotation. So I will stack it full of wood 1 year, and then that following fall and winter, I will pull wood from the wood yard back here, bring it in totes, burn that all winter, and then the following fall and winter, the wood that was in the woodshed is what I will end up burning. So I leave the wood in the shed for 1.5 years, 2 years before I burn it. Well, I haven't started filling my woodshed yet, and Easter was yesterday, so I'm kind of behind the 8 ball. And I don't know what I was really thinking. I thought this shelter, like I said, I've just got a bunch of stuff going on. And so I'm like, boom, should have had a V8 moment. So this afternoon I came out, moved all this wood up to the woodshed, started splitting up some of these stumps. And I'm going to end up taking this up to the woodshed and fill the woodshed for not this coming year, but for 2 years from now, or 1.5 years from now. So Bruce G, thanks again for that comment. Made me kind of step back, pause, and think about things, and like I said, realize the woodshed needs to be filled. Kind of putting my chickens before the cart. Now, the one thing about our woodshed, being that we have wood stacked in there for 1.5 years, that means that it goes through 2 summers worth of being in view from over there. And anyway, anytime you're out here in the yard and you're looking over, you end up seeing the woodshed. So that's why this outside row we always usually stack nice and neat. Get that looking good, and then on the inside I usually make like 3 or 4 rows, but I don't really worry too much about having them stacked all nice and neat like that. So all of the wood that I had back there in the shelter, I moved up here. Took me about an hour, a little over, maybe an hour and a half, and got this all stacked on this side. What I'm going to end up doing then on the end here is I will make a little crisscross tower on the corner, and then this row will come out, and then I'll have a row running that way. So then in the summer we can have the door shut covering up the boiler, and this whole front face will all be just a nice looking stack of wood. There is the rest of what was in the shelter, and then this is what I started splitting those stumps. Couple rounds of elm and a couple, I think maybe one or two pieces of oak so far. But that's what I'll do is I will I'll have a row stacked along this outside wall here, and then this fall I'll bring in either a couple totes or just fill this up with loose wood over here. Once I burn all that, then I'll just keep rotating in IBC totes. I'll take them back into the wood yard, fill them up, and bring them in. And then, like I said, a year and a half from now, that's when I'll start burning this stuff. So I know many of you out there probably won't be able to relate to this, but yes, I did make a mistake. I started stacking that wood in the other shelter when I should have been stacking it in here, in this woodshed. Luckily, I didn't get too much split and stacked in there that I could just move it all over here, and it didn't take too long. I didn't want to show the footage of me actually moving the wood in here because I know a lot of you are a little uneasy about the number of times someone touches the wood and moves it. So I spared you that. And yeah, I just got the wood moved up here, and then, you know, it's here now. So I know in your mind you're probably thinking about it, how many times I touched this wood to move it in here, but at least I didn't make you watch it and you didn't have to see it. So I was actually a little behind. With Easter being yesterday, I hadn't even started filling up my woodshed. But that has all changed now. I've got almost 3/4 of this outside row filled in, and again, this won't be for this fall, so I do have all of my wood that I plan on burning this fall and winter still back in the wood yard. So I'm ahead on my wood, I'm just not ahead on getting my woodshed filled up. So let me know down in the comments if you have your woodshed filled up. Did you have it filled up by Easter? And are you ready to go? Yes, I know it seems like a long ways off. We're just getting into spring. The snow is finally disappearing. This is probably not the time to be thinking about burning wood and colder temps and all that stuff. But if you're planning ahead for burning this fall, generally the rule of thumb is have all of your wood split and stacked in your woodshed by Easter. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.